YouTube channel called Donde Es Rico, and just traveling, digital nomad life, making content.
All right. And how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
34.
34. All right, I'm 30.
Nice.
All right, cool. All right, sweet. And where are you from?
Florida, Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh, you're from Jacksonville, Florida. From the trenches.
Yeah.
You're from the trenches.
Yeah, man. Duval.
Duval.
Huge Jags fan, season ticket holder.
Yeah. Okay. All right, that's sweet. So how long you been doing the digital nomad?
So, working remotely, I've been working remotely since about 2017, but working remotely abroad was an idea that came to me last year after taking a trip to Cartagena in August.
Okay.
So, went to Cartagena in August on a group trip, came back, just packed my stuff and left. So, I moved to Colombia in December and enjoying it ever since.
I moved to Colombia in December. All right. So that's sweet. And so you just got here to Medellin, but you say you're permanently residing in Santa Marta.
Right.
But you started in Cartagena officially when you first came here.
Yeah, so when I first came, it was just like a small vacation to Cartagena. Got off the plane, took a look around, automatically was like, yeah, I'm coming back.
This is what I like.
Yeah, but you know, it was more than just that though. It was definitely like the exchange rate. When I started to get a grasp of
how the money works.
Yeah, the currency and understanding the exchange rate, what I was spending, that kind of did it.
Okay.
And then the banks don't allow you to transfer from like banks outside of Colombia into like a Colombian bank account unless it's a business account, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
Business accounts work a little different. But yeah, it's tough doing business because when I signed my apartment lease, I got a lease through a private renter.
Okay.
It's kind of hard getting a lease when everybody knows you're like a foreigner, you don't have a visa, you know, just rent somebody with a passport. So we had to get some lawyers to draft up documents and stuff like that. But like actually getting her the money was a process, you know what I mean?
Well, what was the problem with you just having your passport?
So from what I understand, they have kind of like a rental system here where like it's almost like a credit system but for renters.
Okay.
So as you rent places, you start to get into that system where they know like the landlord left you a review, say that you were a good renter and whatnot, and that kind of follows you throughout the course of your life here in Colombia. So when you're a foreigner, you don't have that. They have no way to check to see whether you're a good person to rent to or not.
Okay. I can understand it from that end.
Right.
Okay, I can understand it from that end.
So a lot of the times you got to convince them by just saying like, I'll pay cash up front for the whole lease. That's what I did.
Yeah, what were we on? We were talking about the banking system and the houses. All right, so if you don't have credit, you're saying that you pay in cash. And has that been working out so far?
Yeah, I mean, like what I did was I knew that I was going to be in Colombia for 6 months because that's as long as the tourist visa allows. You get 90 days. You can extend that for an additional 90 days for a total of 180.
Right.
So I just signed a 6-month lease.
Okay.
I do have some regrets about that because I've been traveling and moving around a lot, so my apartment's been empty for like the last 6 weeks.
It tied you down.
Yeah. It kind of ties you down. So like, lesson learned, you know, just starting off the digital nomad journey, figuring out how to move. But for me, it was about safety. You know, like I don't know the place, I don't really know people there, so let me get somewhere, just kind of settle in, learn about the land. Now I move about freely.
And you know, Cartagena is a real warm spot, especially if you are African American. So like, it's really nothing to them inviting you into the world and inviting you to like experience what they're like. Everyone's willing to work. So, well, in different ways, but everyone's willing to work. So you can hire someone to clean your place, cook for you, show you around.
Yeah, I got a maid. I got a maid in Santa Marta. She comes by 3 times a week, cleans up the place, cooks me breakfast and lunch every day, does my grocery shopping, and other random tasks and chores that I need help with. So yeah.
That's another thing, and I put in my videos that it's not always what you would have paid in your country; it's what it costs in this country.
Correct.
You know, it's not about what we would pay in our country. It's about what is it going for here.
Right, like electronics are more expensive here. Like people who don't understand supply and demand, don't understand logistics, will say, "Oh, they're trying to scam me. They're trying to gringo charge me." But the truth is, they have to pay heavy import fees for stuff that they don't produce to bring it. So yeah, you're gonna pay a premium if you buy a Mac or a new cell phone
right
here in Colombia. You know, that's just, it is what it is.
Right. The technology part is definitely hard. I know that if you do want to send a phone from overseas, you can only send one through DHL. It needs to be brand new, and the IMEI number has to be registered with whatever phone company here. You know, it's got to be registered. So it's definitely some extraneous stuff. But what type of work is your digital nomad in?
So I'm a software developer.
Software developer. Okay, so you do HTML, C#.
C#, .NET, MVC applications, specifically specializing in content management system called Sitecore. So pretty popular, but not amongst the ranks of like the average regular people who just need a website. They'll typically use something like a WordPress or Wix.com.
GoDaddy.
This is still drag and drop, create web pages, but it's enterprise level. So these are businesses that are purchasing the licenses, hiring the consultants like me to come in and help build their web applications and stuff like that. So like right now I'm working on a project for mihomes.com, which is like a big home builder back in the U.S. One of the larger home builders in the U.S. But yeah, stuff like that. Like larger clients is typically what I'm working with. But I've been writing software since, I've been coding since I was like 13. They offered programming elective at my middle school, believe it or not.
Oh, a STEM program.
In Jacksonville, Florida, was one of those like college prep middle schools. Programming was an elective. I took it, fell in love with it, and just kept practicing over the years. So when I got to college, like it was easy to me because I had experience in it already. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay, that's sweet. That's what's up. And your family? Do you have a wife with you or kids?
No, I'm single, no kids.
Okay.
Living life going like that. I got family back home in Jacksonville, siblings, and my dad is back there. But that's it.
Okay. And what do they think about this type of work for you?
Man, they support it. You know. They support it.
Okay, cool. And Colombia is your first country that you're digitally nomading in?
Yep.
Okay. All right, cool. And I think it's a good start.
To me, personally, I don't think it gets better than this. And I'll be honest. No, it's a combination of the exchange. Because I just spent the last month. I was in Brazil, in Rio, for the whole month of April.
Okay.
For example.
And what'd you spend there? What'd you spend for like the month there? $2,000, $5,000, $800?
A lot of money, bro.
Okay.
A lot of money. Rio.
But were you finding your ground? You're finding your footing. And the nomading exchange rate.
But it was on purpose. You know, like I wasn't going there trying to save the dollar. I was going to like live it up and have fun. Because it was like, I'm going to Carnival, like I don't know the next time I'm coming to Brazil. So I booked the nice Airbnbs with the nice views. I was in like the ritzy area of town.
But this was before you were digitally nomading, or this was part of your...
No, that was part of it.
Okay, so this was part of it.
I've been gone since December from the U.S. I spent this past April, all in Brazil.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Okay. And how was Brazil? That's amazing, huh? And you're doing this traveling by yourself all the time?
Yep.
Okay. And what type of concerns do you have? I mean, you're a digital nomad, you're by yourself. Are you ever worried about crime, your place being broken into by the maid service or the person that's hosting you?
Nah, because typically, I book at places with 24-hour security. So even if I have company or guests that I'm bringing back, like they make sure that everything is legit and secure. What else? And I typically just try to target living in like the nicest areas. And then, especially if it's my first time in the place.
Right.
Once I get to learn the city and I can see, okay, this area might not be like the fanciest, but it's at least safe.
Right. It could be working class and still be workable.
Right. That's when I start to venture out a little bit more. So that's typically my strategy is just stay in the nicest areas, don't be cheap. And then after that, be cheap,
Right. Because, I'm telling you the story like I told the other one earlier. I had a nightmare when I first came to Medellin off the plane. They have fake listings on Airbnb that take you nowhere, and they conveniently put no refunds. And then the +57 country code number for Airbnb does not work. It will only hang up on you. So I'm dealing with a phone bill right now that's like over $100 because I had to use these minutes to get this whole thing situated. I had to pay a crazy amount of money to make sure somebody would let me in same day within the hour. And I landed upon El Poblado. It was a blessing in disguise. And then, like you said, learn the area. Then I got this spot over here in Parquilleras. Now I can move a little bit lower into different areas because now I know what the city's like.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So, and it's like every part of a, you know, a major city. Like New York, like Miami, like California. It's something that, like if you know big city life, like this is nothing. Like you can manage here. Not that it's nothing, but you can manage here properly.
It was the same way in Rio. In my opinion, Rio is probably the most dangerous city in all of South America. Like the favelas are no joke.
Did you check out City of God?
I'm not sure like that was the name of it, but I went to a couple of places like up in the favelas.
No, you would have known City of God. It's still called City of God, or Cidade de Deus.
Okay.
You would definitely known it. But it was one of the most like notorious slums in Brazil, equal with Comuna 13. We went to Comuna 13 day before yesterday. I also went to a museum of a castle. There's good things to see out here.
Yeah.
There's good things to see. I like it. They have a bigger European presence here than Cartagena has. Like I said before, Cartagena is very African, very black. Very knowledgeable in their history. Here, the castles and different things, you see more European influences here. You see more European influences here and Spaniards and things of that sort that is included in their history on this side. So you're here now. How long are you going to be here? Until your visa runs out, or do you move around for the work that you do? Like, do you ever have to meet up with somebody face to face?
No.
It's 100% remote.
100% remote. But
Okay.
I mean, the reason that I left the States was all about taxes and saving money.
Okay.
So for those who don't know, if you're an American citizen living in a foreign country for 330 days in a calendar year, and the way that they calculate that is a little bit sketchy because you have to be in a foreign country from 12:01 a.m. to 11:59 p.m.
Okay.
for that day to count. So travel days don't count. Being on a cruise doesn't count. I mean, you gotta be boots in the ground.
Okay.
But if you do that for 330 days in a year and stay on, the first $112,000 you make is tax free.
So, all right. So, what would be the next place that you go to after here?
So honestly, I was thinking of Argentina. Probably Argentina. But I'm working on some stuff right now to make this a permanent stay.
Okay.
To get like a visa that's going to allow me to be here a couple of years. Most people do like the student visa thing, which I thought about because I want to be fluent in Spanish. I'm conversational now.
Okay.
And I knew no Spanish when I moved here in December, so like the progress has been crazy for such a short amount of time.
Okay.
Argentina sticks out to me, but I got some stuff in the works, making some business moves to do like business investment here.
Okay.
Trying to open a restaurant, actually. So if that goes well, then I think that I have my visa and I can stay for 5 years and I have to go.
Okay. Okay, cool. All right, nice. Yeah, so how long is the terms on a business visa?
I'm pretty sure it's 5 years. I gotta go back and do my research on it. I'm relatively certain it's 5 years.
Okay. Okay. Now, I was looking into language classes, teaching English language classes out here. Speaking with the last gentleman that's expated here, he was telling me that people are doing the remote work from here and teaching English classes, but they're not actually teaching the Colombian people. They might be teaching Chinese people or in India, but they're just living over here. So I don't know, I found that interesting. He was basically saying that here, there aren't too many benefits for speaking both languages. They don't, and that's not on our side or their side personally for benefits, but the workplace doesn't incentivize you being able to speak English as well.
The only place where I've seen that not be the case is my company that I work for. They have an office in Bogota. I'm not going to say the name because they don't know I'm going.
All right.
But I met somebody actually at the barbershop in Santa Marta who was from Bogota. He was visiting and we were just chopping it up. He was like, yeah, so where do you work? I'm like, I work for this company. He's like, stop playing, I work there too. I'm like, get out of here.
Spot.
Yeah, but he really did, man. I didn't even know we had an office in Colombia. But he spoke perfect English. And I think that's a big part of the reason why he was thriving at this company.
Okay.
Is because all of our clients are US based. So in order to like really be able to converse with the clients and stuff like that, you need to know English.
Right.
So I think that in certain cases, it makes sense for only for companies that are doing a lot of international business, have a lot of US-based contracts.
But that's the thing. I did find that Medellin, in my first 24 hours, I saw at least 10 people that were able to speak English. In the airport and in the El Poblado area.
I don't like it at all. Because I'll be honest, like I came to get a different experience a different culture, and then I'll walk into a place, they'll see that I'm clearly not from here.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. So the only situation that I got into that was like a little sketchy was like in Brazil. You know what I'm saying? We was in Lapa. We were trying to go to like the club, you know what I'm saying, get some entertainment afterwards. And it's late, probably like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
And the mistake was like not calling an Uber and taking a taxi. So I walk outside and I see the taxi right there. I'm like, I don't feel like waiting on an Uber, bro. Let's just go. So we get in the Uber and we're asking him like, yo, what club is open right now? And I'm able to ask in Portuguese from the little bit that I picked up here. And I could understand what he's saying back. He was giving us what clubs to go to. He's like, I'll take you. I'm like, all right, cool. But then like 2 to 3 minutes into the ride, I'm like, yo, let me roll these windows down. And then I go to roll the windows down. This man carved the button out, so you can't roll the windows down. He had to do it from this side. Bro, we got to the red light. I had 2 of my homeboys with me. They was in Brazil. I was like, yo, let's get out of here. They're like, what's wrong? I'm like, bro, let's just go. Because I'll tell you later. I got out, I was like, hey, I kissed the beer, gave him some cash for the ride, and got up out of there, bro.
I might have been paranoid though, bro.
Maybe.
I might have been paranoid
but
because
for you to carve out the window, like, so I can't press the button to get out, like, it just did not sit right in my spirit. Bro.
Yeah, but we don't know what type of stunts he'll be pulling out here. It's a different country. But there might be a very good reason. He did let you guys out. You said stop the car once, and he stopped the car. He was like,
that's because we was right by some cops. I saw the cops.
He wasn't like, let me turn it up in the high gear on him. And you guys are sitting in the back seat, and it's got a chain link, a chicken fence separating you from his cockpit. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, that was like the only situation that I got to where I didn't feel like everything was on the up and up.
Yeah.
I felt like it was sketchy, so got out to go.
You know, they would rather hit a couple than like get you. You know what I'm saying? But so it's those type of things. What else? So we're talking about the housing. We're talking about the banking. So what do you think about the quality of life there?
I mean, it is what you make it. I feel like if you are the type of person that is just gonna be on like the constant partying all of the time and just like always partying,
right?
It's not going to be a whole lot different from the States or wherever you came from, in my opinion.
Right, absolutely.
But for me, that's why I picked Santa Marta. It's a smaller city. There's not as much going on. I can focus on work because I got 2 full-time jobs.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Work on both remotely. So during the day, I'm busy. That's why when you hit me, I'm like, yo, after 5, sometimes I get so busy. I gotta order Rappi and fast like food delivery because I can't leave my desk. I got meetings all day, work all day. You know what I mean?
Right.
So for me, as much as I would love to like say that I have assimilated into the Colombian lifestyle and culture. I really haven't. I brought that American lifestyle with me, just like in a different place, just because of how much I work.
Okay.
And that's just not the culture here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've met a lot of hard-working people, but Colombians like to chill. They like to party.
They like to chill.
They like to chill.
They like my girl and other people I speak to that live out here. Like, they're just like, oh, all you want to do is work. But it's like, we can't. If we don't vacation, none of this goes down.
Right.
And we can't vacation unless we work.
Right.
So what do you want us to do? Not work? Then no more vacationing, no more tourism. Because this thing has a chain reaction to it. So,
or just talking to chicks and like they don't understand how much I work. Oh, let's go here, let's do that. Or, you know, they hit me up in the morning, let's go out to lunch. I'm like, yo, I'm mad busy.
I'm working.
And it hasn't been until like I invite them over for the day and let them see me work and they really understand like,
what's going on.
He is really busy, like he's not lying.
Right.
But like that whole 9 to 5 thing is not the culture here, so people don't really understand.
Right. So after your visa runs out here, what might be the next place? Do you want to go back to Brazil? I know you said you spoke about getting the business visa,
so I love Rio. I'm not gonna lie, like I love Rio. I think that is the best city on earth. I haven't been to Thailand yet, and I think Thailand might have something to say about that, Pattaya in particular. But as much as I love Rio, Rio is a bubble. I mean, there were times I'm coming home from the club when I walk out the club, the sun is up. It's like 7 in the morning, and it's a Monday. It's a Monday, and it's like every day. When you go to other countries like Colombia, like I don't know, Medellin might be good, but Santa Marta and even Cartagena to an extent, it's like the party really starts Thursday night.
Yeah.
Thursday night through Sunday is when people really get it in.
Yeah, they party here like college students.
Yes.
Like when I was in college.
Yes.
The last class is on Thursday at 3:15, and the rest of that is me.
Yeah, man.
The rest of that is me.
Yeah, that's how it is. And like, so Brazil was just like a shock of like, wow, y'all really do this every day. Like it's lit every day. So for that, I love Rio, but I feel like it's a bubble. You know?
Yeah.
Like, it's a bubble.
You started seeing the same people?
Not so much.
Not so much.
Not so much.
But like, what type of bubble aspect? Like you felt trapped, or like you couldn't get out of the parties?
The party lifestyle is just such a bubble. Like,
oh, okay. Like every afternoon it was like, what are we doing tonight?
Right.
What are we doing tonight?
Right.
What are we doing
Every
tonight?
single day.
Okay,
like,
so you had a Groundhog's Day going on.
Yeah. So I mean, as much as I love Rio, and I would live there, like I would prefer to stick to a Spanish-speaking country while I'm trying to become fluent. Because going over there, picking up the little bit of Portuguese that I did pick up when I came back to Colombia, it was so hard to switch back. Like it was so hard not to say, you know, obrigado instead of gracias. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You get it in your head, and it's just. I will say that, like, knowing a little bit of Spanish made learning and picking up Portuguese a lot easier. But yeah, in terms of where I'm going next, it's likely going to be Argentina unless I get this business visa within the next few weeks.
Okay.
I'll keep it, like, vague until I actually close on the deal. But there's a restaurant for sale that I'm in, like, runnings to buy.
Okay.
So I got to go meet with the owner. It's in a different city. Go meet with him, and if things go well, man, I'll be the owner of a restaurant and I'll have a business visa.
Okay. All right, we'll go ahead and, I mean, we've been at it for a good little minute. We'll go ahead and peace out. Well, not peace out, but we'll go check out downtown.
Yeah.
Hey man, out here, Miami Zoes out here. We getting it. Yeah, hey, what's your name? Go ahead and put down for the crew real quick. Alright, feel you. What's up? Alright, Ken Finesse. Alright, yo, it's your boy John Hart International. Like the beating heart. Fuck with me. I got the travel channels out here. I'm showing y'all where to go, what to get it on, man.